So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah, yeah. Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation.
Now, more than ever before, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production. I want to welcome you to the Hub. Again, as I said in this morning's program, we are continuing the pledge program. So this morning, we started the pledge program because the bills must be paid. So we can continue with our normal programming. So where we left off this morning, because we needed $4,800, I indicated when I started this morning that we needed very close to $9,000. I think it's about $150 short of $9,000. We were able to get the usual givers, the people who normally give to the program, to commit to as much as where we started this morning, right? So we were in need of $4,800, right? So that is what we needed this morning. So the usual givers gave, and we were only in need of that amount. Then this morning, a number of people pledged, and we stopped at $2,400. So that is where we stopped at, $2,400. So we were still in need of $2,400. I am happy to say that between this morning's program and tonight's program, we are only in need of $1,300. So we would have gotten from people $1,100, $1,100. So that brought down the amount that we needed, right? Because we stopped at $2,400. So all we need tonight is $1,300 to complete the pledge. And once we complete the pledge, then we go into the regular programming to discuss issues. So if you're there and you feel the need to give to the program, if you cannot give, don't give. Once you're able to give, you can make that pledge, because when you make the pledge, I will record it and I will follow up. So if you can't afford to pledge, don't pledge. Just like the regular givers, when I sent them the WhatsApp message, some say, yes, I could. Some say, no, I cannot. Or some say, well, pass me for this month. Next month, I will fall back in. I prefer that. All right. So tonight, we're continuing the pledge program. I'm happy that where we left off this morning, we needed $2,400 this morning. But tonight, we need only $1,300 because during the day, we were able to get pledges amounting to $1,100. So all we need is $1,300 to complete the pledge, to pay the bills as of December the 31st, the end of December. So the bills for the month of December, we'll be able to pay the bills and continue until the end of January. So that's how we do it. Remember, this program is funded by people just like you, home and abroad. So if you're in the United States, for example, and you want to pledge, you can Zelle. So once you WhatsApp me, once you message me, I will then provide you with the Zelle number that you can Zelle the pledge to. All right? So again, just saying, my cell number is 1473. That's our code, 1473. And the number is 415-4817. 415-4817. So that's the number you can call. I prefer you reach out to me via that number. All right? 2 or 3 people reached out to me via the 5380933 number during today. All right? But I prefer to use, my personal phone. That is easier for me. So once we get it out of the way, we will get into the actual programming. And you can also WhatsApp me on 1473-403-1019. So there are quite a number of ways to get to me to make that pledge. And if you're overseas and you want to Western Union the money or MoneyGram, send it via MoneyGram, we can discuss that. I can give you the name and so on to use, okay? And if you're in Grenada, all you need to do is to call me and we make arrangements and we take it from there. So a good friend here is saying, hey, Kem, good evening. I will donate $50, all right? So that's a friend, that's someone here in Grenada donating $50, all right? So we're starting off with $50 tonight, all right? So that's, all right, person, right? I wouldn't call the person's name, keeping that private, but that person is pledging $50. Good? So that is where we're starting off tonight. Just saying thanks. Thanks, right? Good. So that's $50. So that's where we're starting off tonight with that pledge. Good? All right. Nice. So again, it is a pledge program. You can call me and maybe I should take the other phone and put it close to me. Maybe I should do that. All right. Maybe I can do that. Let me just put it a little close to me for a moment. All right. Let me try to get that a little close to me for a moment. Right. So just wanted to make sure that we got that covered. So I have the two phones close to me. So we're starting at $50 tonight. And, faster we get that out of the way, we can discuss other things. All right. So a good friend saying to me, hey, Kem, add 100 for a particular person. So that's another 100. So let me add that in. Let me add that in here.
Now the election back and I'll die away. In short, this is what I have to say. Let us forget fights and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. Ooh, yeah,
Right. So we are still at $150. So we need $1,100. So now we need $950. That's all we need. Sorry, not 1,100. We need 1,300. 1,300. So we got 1,100. 13. So all we need now is $1,150. That is what we need. Because we needed 1,300. Let me not get this thing tied up. So all we need right now, you can pledge if you can afford to. If you want to, you can make that pledge, right? So again, you can WhatsApp me on 1473 415 4817, or you can call me on that number, or you can WhatsApp me on 1473 538 0933, or you can call me on that number, or you can WhatsApp me on 1473 403 1019. So these are the numbers you can reach me at to make a pledge. All right. If you're overseas and you want to Zelle the money, I can provide you with the Zelle number. So we are continuing with the pledge program because we have to cross that bridge before we can enter into meaningful conversation, into any conversation, right? In going forward, we need to cross that bridge. All right. So we get in there step by step. So if you're there and you want to make that pledge, you can. In the meanwhile, I'll play some music, but it is a pledge program for now. If we get that done and over with, then we can discuss a number of things.
remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand.
So again, remember that this program is funded by people just like you. I do not take corporate sponsors. I do not, you know, put sponsors like ads and things like that on the program, because in this business, whoever pays the piper calls the tune. And I want the people to call the tune on this program. That is why we depend on you to meet the bills, to pay the bills, to keep the program going. And the little that you give will go a long way in meeting that commitment. So all we need at this point in time is $1,150. That's all we need to complete the pledge for December month, because we went on a break coming to the latter part of December, coming to the end of December. So we were not able to do the pledge as usual. So I have to do it now to meet all the commitments, all the bills, and then we can continue. So again, it's a good opportunity for you to pledge if you can. If you cannot pledge, don't call, don't message to say that you're going to pledge something. All right? Don't do that. That's quite understandable.
This is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us go hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. This also goes for every Trinbagonian who going to live in a foreign land. Now is the time to come home and do something, instead of staying out there and freezing. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us go hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Right. So we had two persons pledging there, one $100 and another 50 US. All right. So we are now in need of, all right, let me make sure, because I want to make sure that our maths is right. It's 1, 2, 3. So that's 380. 380. So we are now in need of $920. All right. So we are now in need of 920. That's what we are in need of now, 920. So we got two additional persons pledging. So all we need now is $920. That's all we need to complete the pledge for tonight. So we're going good so far. I wish we can complete that before 8:30. So if we can complete that before 8:30, because I have a number of things that I want us to discuss, to talk about. So if you're there and you feel the urge to give, and if you can afford to give, if you can give, do so. But if you can't, don't force. All right? It's because what I normally do, once you tell me you're going to pledge this, I would include it in the total and then expect. So I expect you to fulfill it. And if you don't, then it would leave a hole or a gap, right, in meeting the commitments. So again, just saying it's a pledge program. We do this every month to keep the program going, to pay the bills and meet the commitments. We don't do ads and promos and all those kind of things, except it's party. It has to be party or the NDC stuff or government. All right. So, and another friend just pledged $150. So another good friend just pledged 150. All right. So another good friend just pledged 150. Right. So we are in need of $770. So that good friend pledged 150. So we are in need of $770. That's all we need to wrap up the pledge for tonight. All right. So that's all we need is $770. That's all. And we wrap up the pledge. So if you're there and you want to give to the program, you can. All you need to do is to WhatsApp me, right? A good friend called earlier and I told her to send me a message on WhatsApp so I can send the Zelle number. There's a friend who pledged the 50 US. All right. But anyways, again saying all we need is 500. Sorry. What we have received so far is $530. So all we need is $770. All right. That's all we need. It's a pledge program. You can call me on 415-4817. That's 415-4817. Or you can WhatsApp me on that same number or the other two numbers, 538-0933 or 403-1019. So you can give me a buzz there. All right? Nice. So another friend is saying to me, hey, Kim, add 50 US. So another good friend is saying to me, hey, Kim. Every nation together. I say, come, every nation together. Every nation together. Right, and another good friend just pledged 100 Canadian. So that other good friend just pledged 100 Canadian. All right. So in total. Let me see how much we have. All right, to make sure that we're right there.
And we build a nation together. Come together, 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 together. I say come. Say we build a nation together. We build a nation.
Right, so we are at, in terms of total, we have received $850 so far. So all we need now is 450. All we need now is 450 to wrap up the pledge for tonight. And we are about 2 minutes before 8:30. So if we can wrap it up before 8:30, it will be great. So all we need is $450. That's all we need to wrap up the pledge for tonight. So come let us go hand in hand. All right, so that's all we need, 450 EC. That's EC to wrap up the pledge for tonight. So if you want, you can WhatsApp me, you can message me, you can call me on all of those numbers that I provided. And once you do that, I will take it from there. All right. So far, all the people who pledged, they've used my personal number, 415-4817, 1473-415-4817. All right. So it's a good opportunity for you to make that pledge. All right. Nice. Okay. So all we need is 450 EC. EC, not US. EC. So, could be equivalent, but it's 450 EC. That's about 150, 160 or 75, 175 US. I think it's about that. Right? So someone is calling me here. Hello.
Hello, M. Jones.
Hey, how you doing?
Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Yeah, we build a nation together. I say come, yeah, we build a nation together. Yeah, we build a nation together. I say come, yeah, we build a nation together.
Right. So, good friend again pledged 100 US. Right. That's $260. A good friend pledged 100 US. So we are in need of $190. We are in need of 190 EC. Right. EC. So that's what we are in need of, 190 EC. Once we get that, we can wrap up the pledge. So we are just about 2 minutes past the 8:30 mark. All right. So if there is a person or persons out there who want to pledge that 190 90 EC, you can do so. It's a good opportunity to do so. All right. So 190 EC. That's all we need to wrap up the pledge for tonight. Good. So again, it's just all we need is 100 and I'm looking at the phone to see who will be that lucky person or that two uh, persons, kind persons, to make that pledge. All right. So all we need is 190 EC to wrap up the pledge for tonight. It is a pledge program. All right. So it's a good opportunity for you to do that. Right, so a good friend just pledged 50 Canadian. All right, 50 Canadian. That's 50 Canadian. It's about $90. All right, 50 Canadian. It's a good friend who just pledged 50 Canadian. So it's a usual person who give to the program, right? So that usual friend pledged 90 EC. So that's about 90 EC. So we still need 100 EC. All right. We still need 100 EC. That's what we need still. We need 100 EC to wrap it all up. So we still need 100 EC. Who will be that kind person to make that pledge of 100 EC to wrap it all up? All right. To wrap up the pledge for tonight. 100 EC. Who will be that kind person to call and make that pledge? I'm checking my phone to make sure I get that person. All right? Checking the phone to see who that lucky person or who that kind person would be. Who that person will be. So all we need to wrap up the pledge for tonight is 100 EC. Nothing more. All right? 100 EC to wrap up the pledge, and we can go straight into discussing issues. All right. So again, you can WhatsApp me, you can call, you can message my number 415-4817. 415-4817 19 or 538-0933. 538-0933. So again, waiting to see who that lucky person or who that kind person, not lucky, but kind person would be to wrap up the pledge tonight, to be the person to wrap up that pledge tonight.
Now the election.
Right, so let's try to get that done before 8:40. So you have 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes to see who that person will be. 3 more minutes to get that final 100 EC to complete the pledge for tonight. 3 more minutes. In fact, 2 more minutes. Who that lucky or kind person would be to get that to close off the pledge for tonight.
Cannot die away. In short, this is what I have to say. Let us forget fights and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah, remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation.
Right, so we got that final $100 there. We got that final $100 from a good friend in Canada. So a good friend in Canada, close it all up with that $100. So I want to thank all the people who pledge their finances to keep the program going and to pay the bills as of the end of December. All right? Right. Hello?
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, I have 100.
No, we got that $100 already.
Okay, well, no problem. I will just
Yeah.
drop it for you.
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
all right.
no problem. How are you?
All right, plenty love. All right. Hello? Hello? Hey, how you doing? Yeah. We got that $100 already, yeah? All right. Nice. Yes, so that's two persons who called thereafter. And I was just saying to them that we got the $100 already. All right. So maybe they kind of hearing after the fact, couple seconds after. So we got the $100. So to the two persons who called thereafter, thank you very much for that. We appreciate you. But we got the $100 to close it all up. And how I operate, once I reach the amount required, because I already know how much the electricity in Grandetang will cost, how much the rent will cost and maintenance, how much the internet will cost in Grandetang. I know how much it will cost here at the studio, internet and everything else. You know, I know how much everything would cost, the very cent. So I know how much. So when I say this is what I need, this is exactly what I need. And when I get the amount required, I stop. I close the pledge there. I don't go beyond that. No. All right. Sometimes a person might short, or sometimes they can't. Even if they tell you they won't give you the 100 and they come up short, I would just accept that. All right. So instead of paying the electricity bill, for example, like Granditang, the $680 or the $740, I would just pay a portion of that. So if we short by a certain amount, I pay a portion of that. And then here, I would pay a portion because Grenlec will not disconnect you if you don't pay all one time. But if you pay a portion, so you have to be able to manage. But something like internet, $500 internet in Granditang, and the $500 internet here, fiber internet, I have to pay it, all right, on time, or else they will disconnect you. So there are certain things that you have to pay, right? So the maintenance and so on in Granditang, the $1,000, the rent and so on up there, that you could say to the person, I go pay you a little down in the month. You understand? So that's how you manage and keep things going to stay on air and stay afloat. That's how it goes, right? So again, I want to thank all the people who gave towards the pledge and the program to keep it going for yet another month. Thank you very much, sincerely. Folks, let's get into the meat of real conversation. I get a sense that there are a lot of Grenadians, and particularly supporters of the NNP, who are wishing Grenada bad, who want to see Grenada either on a list where our citizens have to pay this amount to get their visa, or there is some ban or some kind of thing like that. Like they're waiting for bad news. And even if bad news not coming their way on Grenada, they are still angry, bitter, and sour. So much so that they're expressing that. So when they comment and post stuff on social media, you get that sense that there are Grenadians who wishing Grenada bad, who will like to see Grenada on its knees. And that's very sad. Because look, we sympathize with the other Caribbean islands and what they're going through. But at the end of it all, we are Grenadians and we want good for Grenada. Well, we should want good for Grenada. That is how it's supposed to be. But when you of these people, when you read some of their comments, you get the sense that deep within them, and maybe not even deep within, it's showing up. They can't wait for something bad to happen to Grenada. So they were hopping on the Raider issue. The Raider went to Tobago. That died down. They didn't get what they wanted. But they thought, well, the backlash of that would be X, Y, and Z. And they were waiting for that. That did not happen. They saw only recently a list of countries that are required to post a bond of 15,000 or so to get, to go for the visa, to apply for it and that kind of thing. Grenada's name was not on that. So they're bitter, they're angry that did not happen. Then the whole fishing ban and so on, that came into effect, but they realized that Grenada was able to do what they're supposed to do and reapply so that they can inspect and assess everything, and that ban could be lifted. So they're not getting what they want, right? But they want bad news. They want bad news. In fact, I thought some of the media, the people in the media, they are hoping and praying, even with their productions, with their news piece coming from that Beyond the Headlines interview that the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell did. And I'm talking about media across the board, not GBN, but across the board. Media personnel. It's like what they're cherry picking is things that they believe could cause problems for Grenada, in my own assessment and belief. So there are so many people who are wishing Grenada bad, who want to see bad things befall this country, which is rather unfortunate, very sad, but they're not getting their wish or wishes. It is not coming true. It's not being fulfilled. And that is boiling in them, anger and bitterness and frustration. They're frustrated that their bad wishes, they talking Grenada bad and painting a bad picture of this country and wishing and hoping that bad things befall this place. It's not happening. So they're boiling up inside. But Grenadians, I'm saying to you, this is our homeland. You could have your political party. You could be affiliated to whatever political party, right, that you want to affiliate yourself with. Nothing is wrong with that. You're free to do so. But Grenada, this country, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, it is more than just politics, right? We should unite. We should want good for Grenada. We should wish good for this country. We should work towards making sure that Grenada is developed and Grenada is safe. And, because you see people hopping on the a lot from the United States. That's a usual thing every year. And we know what transpired with this 2 or 3 idiots who went on that yacht and did this or committed this horrific, terrible deed, right? And we know. Then we know what happened with, student and so on in the Lansing area and a number of other things, right? So we know about those things. But there's no country that's perfect. But Grenada is very peaceful. Grenada is very safe. But there are people who are wishing so much of bad things of this country. And look, yes, we know you want to come into power. But even if you want to come into power, what you want to inherit, what Grenada you want to inherit. And I think that's the question. What kind of Grenada you want to inherit or have? You're hungry for power. You want power. So you're doing all you can for Grenada to get a bad name and for all kinds of restrictions and bans and all kind of stuff to come, but it's not coming your way. So you're disappointed, you're bitter, you're angry. Everywhere you go, you're bumping your gum. Everywhere you go, you have something negative, something bad to say. Come on. This is your home. This is your piece of rock. This is ours. Why do you talk this country bad always? Why? And I wonder because it speaks volumes. It says more that you would go to that extent. And even some of the journalists and newspapers and editors and those folks, you get a sense that it's not happening the way they want it to happen. They want bad things to befall this place. And it's not happening. So it's bubbling over. The hate, the bitterness, the anger when they speak and when they everywhere they go, they yap. Come on. You're not getting what you want. Because God Almighty is looking over our land. And He alone will decide what will come our way. But as patriots, we have a responsibility, a duty to preserve this peace, tranquility, safety, warmth. Grenada is a nation of friendly people, warm. Let's look out for one another. And for visitors, let's look out for them, right? And let's hope for the best now. Let's wish for the best for our country. Why we have so many wicked people in this place? who just want something bad to befall this country or bad things to come our way, but you're not getting it. It's like, the swine, you want salt and water, but you're not getting it. So you're getting maga, 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 maga. Right? Or you like what? A wolf or a Dracula. You're not getting the blood that you want. It's not happening. So you're looking miserable. You're not getting what you want. You want bad news. You want bad things to befall this country. It's not happening. Yes, you want power. You want to come back into power. But why would you go to that extent? Why? And then you're on radio, you're on TV, you're all over the place talking and talking as though you love this country. You don't. And all of you, those pundits, goons, zygotes, and sycophants of that said group, you don't like or love this place. You love power. All you want is power. That's all you want. Power. You don't care how you meet the country. You don't care what state the country is in. But this is sad. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. And there are some people in the media, they are perpetrating this. They are gaslighting this. They are pushing this. You just check it out. All those online publications. You check it out. And some of those top shows and platforms, all they want is bad news. You're not getting it. It's not coming your way. Because Grenada is still blessed. Because Grenada is still a good place. A wonderful place. I am saying, stop. Stop the hate, the bitterness. You want power so much, you want to see bad things happen to this place. And you're not getting it. So the list came out, Grenada is not on it. There were some restrictions placed and bans and all kind of things on certain countries. Grenada name was not on it. You vex, you're angry. Why? You think that if those things happen to Grenada, you're going to get back into power because of that? People are going to vote for you because you could change it? Just think for a moment. You think that could happen? You believe so? You just follow some of the media houses and what they're publishing and what they're putting out there. You know for a fact that they don't like this country. They don't. They don't want good for this place. And they come across as though the expectations are being shattered every single day. Because they want this to happen, not happening. Because the hands of God is over this nation. We are not a perfect nation. We're all, we have all come short of the glory of God. We've all made mistakes. We've all, made certain mistakes that we regret. So we are not saints. No. But God is looking over our land. And that is important. Because other islands, they are experiencing certain situations. Grenada so far has been spared. And we have to give thanks. We have to give thanks. But I am saying to the haters, to those who are unpatriotic, they don't love this country. All they want is power. Stop. And in your quiet moment, just reflect. think about your actions and what you're saying, what you're posting, and how it's hurting Grenada, the image of Grenada, and what damage it can cause to this country. Because this is our homeland. And we have a duty to stand up for it and preserve it. Grenada is a very, very nice place. And let's keep it that way. Let's maintain that. So I thought I should say that tonight. Even this morning, I wanted to say that because it was on my mind. There are too many people in this country who hate their own country and who want to see bad things befall Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. And it's sad. It's rather sad. But we have to see it as is. We have to see it as is. Really, really sad. Why would you jump for joy? Why would you be happy with bad news about your country? You'll be happy about that. Come on. Come on. Stop. Stop. We can have our differences. You don't have to agree with everything that I'm saying here. You don't have to be in the party that I support. You could be in another party. That's your business. When it comes to Grenada, you have to put aside party politics. Put aside all of this stupidness. And let's see Grenada first. And how can we make sure that Grenada continues to rise and shine and develop and transform so that the living standards and conditions of our people can improve. That is important. Folks, I want to wish you all the best for the rest of the night. We have to pull the curtain down. I'll be back with you tomorrow, God's willing, starting from 8 in the a.m. And tomorrow is my daughter's birthday. Zaylee, she will be 8 years old tomorrow. Oh, wow. Time flies quite quickly. So she will be 8 tomorrow, God's willing. All right. So happy birthday to Zaylee Jones in advance. All right. So, and Zoe's birthday is in February the 15th. So Zaylee's the 8th of January. Zoe's February 15th. And then my birthday is March the 6th. It's kind of month after month. All right.